Australia is famous for red deserts and wide open spaces, but here in far north Queensland, it's more akin to Southeast Asia or deepest Africa. Here, the jungle closes in tight and brings with it all the problems of the muggy tropics, including swarms of mosquitoes and dengue fever. I'm Tamara Sheward in Cairns, Australia's dengue capital, where scientists are conducting revolutionary field trials that bite back at the dengue mosquito.
Transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, dengue is a virus that poses a risk to 2.5 billion people worldwide. Also known as breakbone fever, symptoms include headache, muscle and joint pains, and a skin rash. Today, dengue affects most Asian and Latin American countries and has become a leading cause of hospitalization and death among children in these regions.
As recently as 2009, the Cairns region was in the grip of the largest dengue fever epidemic in Australia for over 50 years. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Tamara.
How are you going? Great, great. Nice to meet you.
I'll show you around.
Okay, thank you. Lisa OʻMARA has a personal interest in seeing the disease eradicated from North Queensland. Lisa was bitten by the dengue-carrying mosquito and fell seriously ill.
Yeah, I was at work and I just had to lie on the floor. Just all of a sudden it was like being hit by a truck. Aches and pains like in the bones. I've never had anything like it before. Ouch. And it was relentless. It went on and on.
Yeah.
You know, I really felt like I was going to die at one stage. I just couldn't take the pain. The Aedes aegypti eggs can survive in a tiny amount of water. The eggs can be there for quite a long time and they just need the water to rise up above them. Yeah. And there we go, they hatch out. And this is why it's so difficult here. You've got to keep on to everything, like, look how much water that collected. We check the yard the whole time now, and I am very paranoid because I think there's 4 strains around at the moment in Cairns, and especially in this area.
There is no known cure for dengue fever, and global warming is expected to make billions more people at risk of catching the disease. But at James Cook University in Cairns, an Australian-led international project called Eliminate Dengue is working on a new approach. Instead of trying to immunise the human population against the disease, they are using the mosquito's prolific breeding habits to immunise the insects themselves. Professor Scott Ritchie leads a team that's breeding a new army of dengue-resistant mosquitoes. Pretend to be a scientist?
You betcha. Welcome to the James Cook University Mosquito Research Facility.
Thank you very much. So this is sort of like a bit of a mosquito nursery, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Right. These are actual mosquito eggs that are on these strips here.
All these tiny little dots.
Yeah. So that might be 1,500 eggs.
I don't envy the person that has to count all of those.
Yeah.
Professor Ritchie's team inject the eggs with a bacteria called Wolbachia, a parasite found in 70% of other insects. In the Aedes aegypti mosquito, the Wolbachia bacteria block the mosquito's ability to carry the dengue virus.
So we've got about 500 Wolbachia-infected Aedes aegypti mosquitoes in here. And then once those things get to this point, then we'll transfer them into cups. So these are, the fully emerged adult Wolbachia-infected mosquitoes. And these are the ones we release. So there's 50 in each cup. These things are a week old from the time they were there.
Look at them.
They will bite you.
They will. They look like they want to bite me. They're very excited. The newly infected mosquitoes will hand the Wolbachia parasite down to their offspring, making every new generation resistant to carrying the dengue virus.
Tomorrow we've got a little special research cage here. And what we're trying to figure out is how many eggs does the average Wolbachia-infected female Aedes aegypti lay? And we want to get actual real human blood, like they might feed out in the real world. So will you help us out? And,
I'd love to.
Stick your hand in there and let them feed. And you can just sort of set it on the ground and just...
Okay, there's a couple.
Yeah, that's good,
I can feel...
Excellent.
Did you read these have specially sharp teeth or something? It's like some kind of living acupuncture or something. There's like rows of them and they're coming and going, and I guess the guys that are just sort of watching are the males. They're not biting me.
Yeah, the males fly around, and what they really do is they try to intercept the females when they fly in to feed on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they mate. These are our volunteer blood feeders. So they're people, believe it or not, who sit in a cage of mosquitoes and allow the mosquitoes to feed on them.
What do you call this little room here?
Well, we call it the House of Pain.
They just sit there and they're happy for these mozzies to bite away.
Well, they get $20 for 10 minutes.
Aha, that
Otherwise,
explains,
forget it.
That explains everything. Once they've fed, these mosquitoes will be released into the suburbs of Cairns to breed, passing on their sexually transmitted Wolbachia parasite and effectively immunizing the next generation of mosquitoes. If these field trials are successful, the Eliminate Dengue team will move this Australian innovation to the front line of dengue-riddled countries like Vietnam. Right, so this is it, huh? This is the mosquitoes carrying Wolbachia.
Yep, so these are the ones carrying them that today we're going to go and we're going to release these ones.
These mosquitoes are sexually mature. They're ready to sort of go and get stuck into the dengue mosquitoes.
That's right. So they're already 5 days old when we release them. So they're sexually mature and ready to go out and mate the wild mosquitoes.
Excellent.
All right, so this is number 3. So this is a release house.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Release. Release. Go forth, multiply. Stop dengue fever. Yeah. And that's it.